SW4D.
space, and then Gen Z.
Gen Gen Z. All right.
Hit return there.
All right.
All right, there we go. Okay. See what we
Uh,
did there?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Now we're cooking.
Now we are cooking. I'll have to change it if I'm in our Zoom call, but yeah,
I think it resets automatically, but
that's good. That's good.
all right, let's just dive
Okay.
in.
Yeah. And we are back.
And we're back.
And this is a very special episode because this will be marking our 50th episode here.
Oh, our 50th episode. Okay, we're
Indeed, indeed,
excellent. We're halfway to the triple digits.
indeed.
Yeah. As I said, I once heard someone, I don't know if it was Mr. Beast or some other dude, internet dude say, talking about, people are always hitting him up like, how do I get into podcasting? How do I get into YouTubing? And blah blah blah. And his, I think it was Mr. Beast. I don't know. His throwaway line, well, not throwaway line, but his line was, look, make 100 episodes of your
Episodes.
show and then send them to me and I'll give you feedback. And his point was sort of like, if you've got the staying power to make 100 episodes, then I'll give you the time of day, So
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
we're halfway
Halfway
there.
there, halfway there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So,
So, we're here today
Fallout,
to talk about Fallout season
Fallout,
2, episode 3,
or I think it's
episode
four.
4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
four,
episode
episode
4.
four.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finally. Okay, I'm gonna let's follow along the paths of the characters in this one. So let's focus on Lucy and the ghoul. So Lucy wakes up, and she's in the New California Remnants camp, and they've been helping her and the ghoul, and it seems that
She's recovering
yeah,
from being
her
hung on the cross and
crucifixion.
all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
crucifixion.
Uh, and it seems that the NTR has to move, it seems, because whether or not the ghoul actually told the bad guys where they were, it seems like they've kicked the hive at the very
Yeah.
least. So they're getting out, but they give Lucy and the ghoul some new weapons, which she definitely uses this episode, which is really cool to see. Um,
She's been brought on board the shoot 'em up gang
yeah,
kind of.
yeah. Um, And then we get to see there's like every episode, we get to see so many interesting things. The first thing is she's becoming an addict to Buff Out. Now, Buff Out is this basically strength enhancement drug. And tons of athletes and the used it pre-war, and
But
it's still a popular drug now.
sorry, that's what she's using to cut the jonesing from going cold turkey on whatever pain meds or something like
Well,
that she
that's the
was
thing.
on.
She was being, we're pretty sure that she was being given buff out while she was unconscious,
Oh,
basically, to keep her alive.
okay. So it's some kind of healing thing or some kind of
And it's more of
super
as
juice?
the name implies, buffing you out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Giving you extra strength and stuff. But become addicted. You can become addicted, and the only ways, as the ghoul said, cold turkey or keep on doing drugs.
Right. And he
There are
prefers
some.
the last.
It's funny. This season is seeing the ghoul become more human. During
Yeah.
when they arrived in New Vegas, the ghoul wanted to go a different direction into Freeside, which is an area next to the Fallout, the strip basically.
Yeah.
And it's this area with people and stuff. It's rough, but it's alive. Maybe. Who knows? But she's like, no, we're gonna go through these ghouls.
Right. Because
And
she's feeling so confident, right?
yeah, because of the drugs. And
Yeah.
while she while she kills all the guys in like, using each different
Oh,
weapon.
The Elvis guys, whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
the
King.
kings.
Yeah.
Because Elvis Presley, the
Yeah.
king.
Yeah. I do know.
The ghoul's just like smiling ear to ear. He even gives her like a little wink,
Yeah.
like you do it, you do that. Keep on a going. Go have
Right.
fun, kid. Have fun with drugs and guns. And like she goes around killing the kings, which is interesting because in this we see the guys like Elvis Presley impersonators as ghouls, which is weird because they weren't ghouls the last time we saw them. They're alive and kicking.
Mm.
But
They've
something has
all
happened
they've
to
all
them.
ghoulified, right?
And not
And,
just that, but it seems like most of them and also their leader, the king.
r- right. And maybe that's why Coop, our favorite ghoul, is kind of wondering what the heck's going on, right? He's wondering where all the
Yeah.
people are. When they get there, he's
Yeah.
wondering where all the people are, and something's not
Yeah.
quite right, almost maybe as if previously they'd been safe from radiation or something,
He's
right?
she says like, "What were you expecting the welcome committee?" And he's like, "I was," and that's true
Right.
because usually there would be people around this area. It would be a bustling zone. The last time in
Right.
Fallout New Vegas, this place was a bustling zone. The Kings had a literal, well, not as friendly, but had some guys out like in the open, just like basically a welcome committee. Essentially, they weren't
Yeah.
giving you stuff, but they're just saying, "Hey, we're here."
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
weird that they're ghoulified and this place is emptied. But not just that, it seems that the strip itself is emptied. So when Lucy and the ghoul walk in, it's night, and they walk in to the three, like this zone, this gated zone with like three big casinos, like the Lucky 38, Gamora, and like the White Glove Society. It's ruined. Like
Right.
there's corpses and there's
And so,
radiation.
so when you last saw it in Fallout 4 or whatever, or Fallout New Vegas or whatever,
Yeah, New
uh,
Vegas.
it
It was
was
it was a
bustling.
bustling
Yeah,
town. Like
right.
it was the jewel in the desert,
Yeah.
basically. There was people, there was machines, there was life. But it
Hmm.
seems in this area, for some reason, there isn't.
Right.
There's dead protectrons and like skeletons all over the place. And we see death claws for the first time in the series. Well, second time in the series, if you're not counting the skull in the season one post-credit scene.
Right.
And it's interesting because it was originally assumed that death claws were made post-war, but like there was hints that yeah, maybe they were pre-war. But not only that, they were in Alaska when the Americans were getting it back from the Chinese invaders. The Chinese invaders had come in trying to
So
get,
sorry, Death Claws is the beast, you mean?
yeah, the
Okay.
thing with the big horns
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
scales.
Okay.
And Cooper is terrified.
Right.
Like when he Lucy's like, "What's that? Let's kill it." And like he's like, "No. Uh-uh." Because he's terrified. Probably because he was reminded of the time he saw one and
Right.
almost killed him. Very like very Jurassic Park-esque of like,
Right.
right up to his face,
Yeah.
breathing, and then
Well,
like something.
it saved him by wiping out the people.
Yeah,
And he was like,
the Chinese invaders, yeah.
yeah, he was like
And
paralyzed in his
yeah.
suit, right?
But that thing would have killed him if it could
Right.
have.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because in that scene, it doesn't look like it's coming out of like a crashed like plane or anything. It looks like it's coming out of a structure, which
Oh yeah, yeah. It's in the theater or something like that, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
no, I mean in the beginning of the episode
Oh,
when
right.
it
Yeah. You
saved
don't know
him.
where it's coming out of the forest somewhere.
No, but it came out of this fire. Like this place had fire, and it looked like
Oh,
concrete and stuff. So
oh,
maybe there was some sort of lab that had like a break-in, and like the things got
oh,
out.
because you don't know the origins of the Death Claw?
We know they were a military made beast,
Oh, okay.
basically
Right.
made by the government. They took like uh
U.S. government?
of course,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
the US government in the Fallout world does terrible things that
Right.
we will learn and have learned.
Okay.
But like they basically took chameleons and turned them into killing machines.
Uh,
So that's what the Deathclaws are. And, you know, Lucy and the Ghoul. are terrified. The ghoul especially because like he sees that and he's not in armor anymore. He just sees the like what is at least one, maybe a few more death claws like coming out and he's like
Right.
fuck. So that's awesome to see. Leaves a lot of questions unanswered about like what happened to New Vegas. In the kind of post-credit scene, we see this like this area where like it looks like I'm pretty sure that like Caesar's Legion and the NCR had this big battle there because like it looks like there's a bunch of skeletons and stuff in the post-credit scene with
Yeah.
like swords in them and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So something bad happened.
Right. Right.
So that's the ghoul and the ghoul story. And then
Well, where does it leave? Where does it leave off, though?
it leaves off into the next episode and well leaves off in that like oh shit they're gonna have to fight some death claws
Right.
or in reality they're gonna run from some death
Right. So
claws
we're left with the with what how do they deal with something that can
yeah I'm
do
assuming
this?
they're gonna run because like you don't go up to a death claw in New Vegas
Right.
unprepared and they are severely unprepared for this
Right.
even with all their weapons this is not something you go in just for funds
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah so Norm story. So
Yeah,
the
we go back to Vault 31 essentially,
yeah,
right? That
the
all those
the the people have escaped from like their vault and they're walking around.
buds.
Yeah, Bud seems to actually be dead, which I was wondering like what happened to him.
Right.
But like it's funny, like they stop at this Blamco mac and cheese thing and they're like, I like it raw. Yeah, it's got that mouthfeel. So they're eating 200-year-old irradiated raw pasta, basically.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
funny because honestly, with how many preservatives were in food in the Fallout world, that makes sense. Like that stuff can serve like
And survive. So that whole storyline we hadn't seen, definitely not in the last episode, right? We didn't,
yeah,
I guess in
no,
the
I
one
don't
before them, they end up
mhm.
like seeing the beach or whatever.
Yeah,
And
like
this is them like really coming out.
exploring the city,
Right.
which really must be a shock for Norm because again, that was the first time he has walked in a place that wasn't illuminated by light bulbs. He
Right.
was seeing the
Some
ocean, the
sunshine and everything.
beach for the first time, and now he's in a wasteland.
Right. And so there's two things that I really like kind of stuck with me from that whole experience. One is the woman going like having just woken up from some kind of
The crowd sleep.
cryo deep freeze.
Yeah.
She was like, I just drove across that bridge 6 days ago.
Yeah.
And
6 days and 200 years,
six
basically.
days and
Like,
200 years, yeah. And then the other one was kind of like the big plot information of it all is when the assistant,
goes
you
like
know,
this is what's for step two?
right,
We're like,
when it finally dawns, yeah, on
right,
Norm that this guy is telling him something that he actually needs to listen to, right? That this
right. And
guy's actually that there's some other plan here, and he doesn't
yeah,
know anything
yeah.
about it, but
And that's the thing. That's the thing. So, important note on that. He kind of takes lead essentially, or like
yeah,
Norm goes, you can lead, as like I'm the leader still, but you can. I believe, I'm
yeah,
aware. But that guy, I'm forgetting his name. He specifically said three words. It was like the employee something something, but he used the capital words of F, E, and V. It was like I
right,
forget the words, but it was like something like
yeah,
that, right? FEV is also known as the forced evolutionary virus, which just while not turning people into chameleons, does turn them into like Shreks, essentially. Like these huge, big, hulking masses of
oh,
green killing machine. So the fact that like he said those words is really interesting because like maybe
maybe that's where he's headed, right?
maybe that's the thing.
Yeah,
Bud wanted to wipe the world clean of all the impure humans and make only his managers the leader. So maybe it's gonna be activating something that turns everyone into like a green monster that the guys with their brain chips can control
Right.
and like rule the world.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
could be that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Lot of interesting, and I guess
yeah. And then there's and sorry, good.
I was just say one thing I wasn't too clear about was whether um, that guy, the assistant
Hmm.
to Vault-Tech senior management or whatever to Bud's assistant, uh, whether he realized that Norm didn't know,
I
or whether he thinks that Norm does know. You know what I mean? I just
I
wasn't
think it's
sure.
possible. There's a strong possibility that he believes Norm doesn't know anything, but he's not exactly sure. Like
Right.
this guy, he's never met this guy, and he's lying, or he's saying like, yeah, Bud died, but he put me in charge. So I think he either knows or thinks that
Right.
This guy's lying,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like
He's not
he
too
can't
sure
just
about.
go straight out and say it because like,
Yeah.
what if everyone else around him says like, you're crazy, we're kicking you out or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So
So
he's
yeah.
taking charge now, though, because like, he knows the next steps.
Right. Well, he's Norm's putting him out in front, anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then back to the vault. We see how I forget the people's names, but like
Yeah.
the overseer in I think 32 or 33 is like, I
Yeah.
need you to get this box from Lucy's dad
Yeah.
in the
I think that's
vault because
32.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
So
like
now
there's a
there's
water chip
right.
failure.
There's still, yeah. So Vault 33 is having water problems. Vault 32 is like, well, we're not going to share our water with you, definitely, and maybe we will if you go get this secret thing.
Right. And the woman is like, what are you doing? The Vault experiments are over. For all we
Right.
know, Vault-Tec is dead. This
Right.
is it. And she's
Yeah.
like, I know, but I must safeguard my people. But if you give
Right.
me this box, and then this guy overhears it, he brings it up to her, and she's like, you know what? Thank you for bringing this up to
Right.
me. I
I'm
will
going to
take it
report
up to
you
the
to
overseer.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I will report it to the overseer. But aren't you the overseer? Yes. Thank you for this
Right.
very
And
important.
even her husband is kind of like freaked out by it,
Yeah, well,
right?
her husband slash not husband,
Right.
like he's freaked out by this, but he's also freaked out because he finds a passport.
Oh, a Canadian passport.
That's the thing. Yeah, the like recently annexed Canada
Right.
passport, which in
Right.
the Fallout world did happen because
Oh,
they needed the Alaskan pipeline to run smoothly, and they're like, Canada was like, hey, don't do this. What are you doing? And they're
right.
like, hey, you tried to blow up our pipeline? Congratulations. You're part of America now. And they also did that for Mexico to get their oil.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened.
Somebody else has been watching the Fallout,
Yeah, it
playing the
seems
Fallout
so.
games,
It
eh?
seems so.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's interesting because this guy just discovered now, shit, she is somehow 200 years old. How's that possible? Because like that passport is hers. So like
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Right. That I didn't clue into. The fact is that that passport comes from a time 200 years ago.
right. So that
Yeah.
means that like she's somehow 200 years old.
Right. Maybe
And like
she
they know
thought,
nothing about ghouls and immortality and stuff. So like
right.
what happened?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Or she was cryoed or who knows what, right?
but yeah, exactly. He doesn't know. But he
Right.
only knows that like, how can this woman be 200 plus years old?
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
there's that. Now, there's also Maximus's thing.
Maximus. Yeah.
Maximus. Okay, so
Yeah, that was crazy. You could see like it was definitely like sticking his buddy in the so
power
he
armor.
like
Yeah.
how can he get out of the fact that he's just killed this guy? He puts the ghoul, his old ghoul friend, into the power armor,
And
you
like
know,
it pretends like, oh yeah, this is actually the
pretends,
Commonwealth
yeah,
thing. And like,
yeah, this is Xander
they
from the Commonwealth, and Xander's meanwhile
stumbling
stumbling around like a
around.
drunk idiot or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, like because like he's using power armor and he doesn't know how to like do all this
yeah,
stuff. Like he gets food in the cafeteria populated by people who would kill any ghoul, and he's still in power armor because he can't take it off. But like,
yeah, yeah.
And
And then there's like essentially a food fight turns into a gunfight sort of.
well, okay, so building up to that. So like
Or yeah, sorry, the classic line is like somebody said something like, was it him? Somebody said so like wait for the shooting to start, right?
I think yeah, no, okay, so the person that's Maximus's friend, that's a human, they are I don't
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah, right.
yeah,
They were like the
here.
assistant
Yeah, and
or
like
something.
they
Yeah,
had some sort of a bit of a falling out with Maximus, but it seems that
yeah,
like they're getting back together
yeah,
or
yeah,
as friends and stuff.
yeah,
So like they're like, okay, you kill the leader. I'm gonna get the kids to safety, and like
right.
they
Oh
brought
yeah,
all
he tells
the
the kid, yeah,
He's like, hey,
wait to keep
don't
your head
come out until the shooting stops.
right.
And they're like worried, like
He knows
what?
he doesn't know what's gonna happen, but he knows there's gonna be
There
shooting,
will
right?
be shooting. There will,
Yeah,
because eventually the cat's gonna get out of the bag that
yeah,
hey, you killed the Commonwealth's like
yeah.
guy. Fuck. So
But it's also interesting that Maximus is so darn like he just gets off and he goes, "Yeah, I killed him." Like there's no like pretending,
yeah,
right?
no, like he knows he's fucked up and he needs
Yeah,
his only friend essentially.
yeah,
And like then he tries to kill the leader, but like the
yeah,
leader pulls on Maximus's heartstrings, like, I see you as
yeah,
my son. You can
yeah.
tell me
So
anything.
he
And
could
he's
grab
like,
the gun
I
and
killed
stuff.
Xander.
Yeah,
And then like he doesn't react crazy, like he's like, why? Because he was trying to kill ghouls.
yeah,
What? They were kids. Abominations.
yeah.
That's the thing. At that moment, he's angry at Maximus.
Yeah.
He's angry probably at Xander's death, but he loses it
On the
when Maximus
abomination. Yeah,
talks
right.
about like I saved some ghoul kids.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
that's when he decides I'm
There's all
killing this
kinds of
guy.
good reasons for killing Xander, but Ghoul Kids was not one of them.
No, no.
Yeah,
Of all the things he could have fucked up,
yeah,
that was like the ultimate fuck up.
yeah.
So that happens. They fight, and while this is happening, the leaders of the other Brotherhood chapters are sucking up to Xander. You can
Right.
see, like, they're like,
Yeah, we want to be on
I'll,
your side. We didn't.
yeah, they're like, so I know technically we're gonna betray you, but it wasn't our fault. And
Yeah,
hey, we'd be happy to kill him. And like got
yeah,
one guy, the sexist guy is like, hey, for 300, fusion cores, we'll do it. And like the other woman's like, we'll do it for free. And he's
yeah,
like, shut up, woman. And like she made comments about how like I'm gonna stick this knife in your jaw.
yeah,
And then like the third leader comes in asking what's going on. They hear shooting, and she like whips around, stabs him in the mouth.
yeah,
And the other guy's like, "Fuck yeah,
yeah.
woo!"
Right. Yeah,
And
that's
then he
cool.
starts shooting. He's like, these guys are basically children. They're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, she
yeah,
stabbed him in the mouth," and
yeah,
like the fighting starts happening, and like the ghoul's like, "Oh fuck, what the hell do I just do?" Runs off as like everyone in the canteen starts shooting at each other, and like Maximus
Oh
and
yeah.
his
At the end.
friend, you're like, "What are you gonna do?" Maximus, come on, we're survivors. Of course I'm gonna be okay. And like
Right. Yeah. This Maxim like he sticks around
right, but he gives Maximus the cold fusion energy thing,
right,
which everyone needs
right.
essentially.
Yeah.
And like
He gives
Max,
him the grand prize kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah, and Maximus and the ghoulifying guy
Yeah.
run off
Yeah.
as like the airships are shooting, like one even goes down.
Yeah, yeah,
And
you see the Brotherhood is just attacking it, attacking
killing one
itself.
another.
Yeah, killing one
Yeah,
another.
and
And
it's
he's like you also see like they don't have a whole lot of, they're pretty naked out there
yeah, they're
in the
running
desert,
in the
right?
middle of the desert as like
Yeah,
everyone's shooting each other. Sure, they're distracted by, killing each other, but
yeah.
like eventually,
Eventually they're gonna go looking for the fusion core and say,
yeah.
"What's
Well,
up?"
not they could care less about the arm and the fusion core. They need that cold fusion stuff because that shit is free energy, infinite
Well,
energy.
that's what he gave him though, right? Was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole,
that's what he
yeah,
gave him because
yeah.
like also I find it funny that like they just left that stuff unguarded in the middle of the base. Like there's no one like I assume that
Yeah.
like he had like the other guard just walk up like hey,
But they
take
were
your
all
lunch break or
guarded,
something.
sort of. You know what I mean? Like you were walking around, everyone knew each other. It's like
I guess
there were
it's just
no, yeah,
it, it's so interesting though because like okay, one of the complaints I do have for his show is that they keep on destroying things, and it's kind of annoying. Like New Vegas, a prime location, has been noted to like shit, everyone's dead. Like locations that are well familiar are gone, groups are dying or dead or non-existent, factions are fighting each other, and like it's kind of annoying because as someone who really
Yeah,
likes it, it'd be like
yeah,
if in Star Wars every like if you were watching like a show in Star Wars and like they had all your favorite iconic characters and then like every time a new character come in it'd be either oh yeah they are dead or this group is dead or like hey here's three Han Solos bang bang bang.
right.
So
The
like it's
I think the most famous example, or certainly the one that comes to mind for me, is the Transformers. And like I think this was probably before your time. I don't know when it happened, but like in the first wave of Transformers, whenever that was, and they made a movie, and in the movie
right,
they
they killed a ton
they
of
killed
like
everyone, thinking that they would all the kids who had Optimus Prime and all the rest of them would like have to buy new toys.
right and they just
But all the kids were like, "What
traumatize the
the
kid.
fuck?" Yeah,
it it's funny. I watched a video talking about that where like the
yeah,
guy said like, what if you were watching Pokemon and they launched a tactical nuke at Pikachu? How would
right.
you feel about that? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Are
funny.
you ready? Are you ready to buy the new Pokemon?
It's funny that you bring that up to me. It's really funny that
Yeah,
you bring that up. But exactly, like it's annoying. I can deal with it. But it's just kind of annoying that like every time a
yeah,
new group comes in, oh hey, it's that one thing you like, they're dead, they're
yeah,
destroyed, and like again, the new people who own the Fallout series have an issue basically where they can't stop thinking about like even after 200 years, no one's rebuilt society, and like no, they have. Come on,
right. Like
but
you mean anywhere
yeah, and like
else?
it seems
Right.
that like a lot of the Fallout games and the shows just have a problem with that. Like, let society rebuild and stay rebuilt.
So
Um,
was the Shady Sands, like, when did that get blown
that
up?
was that. There's been some discourse about like the timeline on that, but that was like again the main hub for the NCR, the New California Republic, and that got nuked. And
In the
people
game
are
or after the game?
in the show.
In I know, but it was
Shady
still
Sands was fine and still standing by New Vegas and probably Fallout 4.
right. Okay.
So like the fact that it's been nuked
Right.
is
Happened.
so
Yeah.
like a ton of these places are getting destroyed and it's kind of annoying, but like I can deal with it because at the very least there's still characters that are around. Like when the ghoul was talking to the other knights, other paladins, one of them's like, "We'll, one's like, hey, 300 fusion cores," and the other was like, "I'll do it for free as
Yeah.
long as you tell like Arthur not, or like your leader that like we're still loyal." And it's interesting because that means that the leader from Fallout 4 who led the Brotherhood of Steel in the Commonwealth is still alive and in charge.
Why couldn't there be new leaders? They use the same name?
Well, it's just basically the only way for them to be alive is one of two endings, and it
Oh,
seems to
I
be
see.
pointing the fact that like the Brotherhood is the current leader of
Right.
that, but
Right.
maybe the bad guys there are still alive somehow. But like it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah, right. Because the way that Fallout ends,
Yeah, there's like
certain
four
group,
endings, and
right,
two of them would allow the Brotherhood of Steel to still be alive.
right, right. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we've got a couple days till the next episode.
yeah,
Very
two,
excited. I
yeah,
mean, I'm totally digging it. I'm
yeah,
super
yeah.
invested in the characters, and
Hmm.
I'm sure there's going to be some death and
Yeah,
destruction, but I
yeah.
like I
I
definitely like the world that they've built.
yeah,
The way,
definitely.
obviously I'm not a game player, but
Yeah, I
uh
love the character developments in the
yeah,
show. Like
yeah,
Maximus is honestly at this point no longer Brotherhood of Steel member. Like
yeah,
his
that I mean
armor at the
you
beginning of the season had like scratch marks still like destroying, but now
right.
he's running away without armor. Like
Well, yeah,
he's
that's what I was going to point out. Is it's interesting that he ran without armor,
power. Yeah, I
and
guess he probably had no time to actually get back into new armor, but like
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
still it's very symbolic, the fact that
yeah,
like he's
exactly.
running away from his problematic
Yeah,
situation, his leaders and stuff who are
yeah,
willing to kill children because they're abominations, and like he's running
he's
away.
yeah abandoning that entirely, sort of, eh?
And like a lot of these characters are going through this, and
Yeah,
for the flaws of the fact that like, please, for the love of God, stop killing these guys in groups
yeah,
and stuff. The show's amazing,
yeah. I
ac
agree.
largely accurate to the games, and it's just so much fun to see
Yeah,
this.
it is a very enjoyable,
Hmm.
sci-fi,
Yeah,
crazy sci-fi.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right.
So
Well,
this has been a
looking
very
forward
happy
to,
that
yeah,
yeah,
looking forward to episode 4,
five, yeah,
5.
episode five,
Yeah.
yeah,
Looking forward to
yeah.
episode 5, and
Yeah.
you
And
know,
thank you to our viewers for watching it up to the 50th episode.
yes, thank you to our viewers for watching up to the 50th episode. We've had some good viewer numbers over
Hmm.
the last few episodes, which is great. Our sponsors are happy, and
Yeah, yeah.
until we see you again,
Until we see you again. Take care, people.
take care.